Yes, you're at the Love Them Knives channel. Yes, you are. Right, Flanagan? Hi, me boy. Yes, we are. And we're just hanging out with the Stedman knives. Stedman? Really? And yeah, I think you did a video on these like maybe a couple weeks ago. That's too bad. We're going to do it again. And you know why? Because I got, which knife? I got one of these knives. Actually, the knife I actually got from DH Gate in China. Because one of the guys, was it Power Met? It was, I can't remember. It wasn't Headbanger. I can't remember who it was. Said, are you going to check these out? These are bad. And he gave me the link to the knives on DH Gate. And I looked around and no USA sellers were selling them. So I get one from DH Gate. It comes in, 150 years later. And I go, oh, yeah, I do remember ordering this way back in the day. In any case, so it comes in. And I do a video on it. And I say, hey, go to DH Gate. This is where I got mine. Of course, I don't know any of the sellers there. I mean, they ain't giving me nothing. No discounts. Nada. In any case, but, I mean, that's where I got it from. And I showed you pictures, like they come in all these different colors and stuff. This is the C05. Yeah. So I'll give you the link to the previous one that I did, but I mean, I'm kind of erasing all that anyhow because I'm doing this update. Deep carry pocket clip. I don't think you can go left with this because there's, see how there's a milled area all the way out here for that pocket clip. They haven't done it here, so I don't think you can reverse it. I didn't try because I just thought about it just now. So there you go. I guess if you wanted to do a little machine work, you could probably, I don't know, maybe you could flip the scales. Come to think of it, there's only 2 attachment points here. So you might be able to do that. Best I can think of. In any case, so yeah, they come in this satin, a little stabby, as Mr. Shabazz would say. And, here it's not sharpened. Here it is, fortunately, because it's a knife. Which brings us to our next point. As we jump from idea to idea, they're sharp as well. Yes, they are. And, throw that away. What do you think? I like them. Stedman Zahn Knife Company. Of course, they got that Voking, and I think they make Max Ace knives as well, and, blah, blah, blah. So they got a lot of stuff out there, don't they? And I like their stuff. And so these are affordable. These are $49, $99, $99 all day long on White Mountain Knives. I got a hold of Justin when I saw that he had them for sale. I was like, dude, had I known that, I wouldn't have done the first video saying trudge yourself on over to China and wait 2 weeks. If I would have just waited a week and a half, I'd have got these. But I did. I got all these 5 from Justin at White Mountain Knives. So I'm going to give you the link to his site because, you know what? $49.95 from DH Gate or $49.95 from White Mountain Knives. We'll do this every day because I got these knives from him and I barely had to shave once in between, It was pretty quick. It may have been 3 or 4 days max. And he's clear across the country from me. I think he's up in New Hampshire. I don't know if it says here. In any case, and he did actually, when I said, I want to put a lot of the colors and the different options out there. So can I get 5 of them? And if I get 5 of them, can you help me out a little bit? Because I'm just a poor knife guy, YouTuber. So he cut me some break on it, which was very nice of him. And so since he wants to help support me and what I'm trying to do, I'm definitely going to put the word out about his site. And I've heard from a lot of guys that had done business with Justin. And they're just like, yeah, absolutely. Guy's a prince. He's a prince. And here's the different colors, And obviously they're on the table. And my previous little foray into taking one of them apart, I thought I'll just rehash that. So took the outer scale off. Here you go with a couple of screws holding the liner in here. You got steel liners. Obviously, they're weight relieved a little bit. And next, so you pop off the weight relieved liner and you see where you can put your bearing there and there, makes contact, and the bearings are up here. So they go in and voila, right? And there's your blade stop. There's the milled area where the blade stop runs, your backspacer, your pivot screw, and pocket clip, which now I am wondering if you couldn't reverse that. In any case, so, and not only that, but yeah, you can get them with this smoky, and that's what they call it, like smoky blade thing. So, and I guess it's not really black, so it is kind of smoky. Like black wash-y type thing. There's your lockup. So it's pretty solid. It's 30%. I'd say my biggest bitch with these knives, and I got probably two bitches. I shouldn't have said it that way. Tooth niggles that I would have. And number one is the top of these blades are a little edgy. You know, and you could probably finish them off and make it a double edge if you wanted to. I just don't want to. Absolutely don't want to. Because, you know, if this was razor sharp, you're going to have some issues there. But, I mean, however you want to roll with that. But it's a little edgy. It's like if it was stonewashed and then they just, well, if it was stonewashed and they didn't finish this off anyhow, then this would be smooth, you know? And then they grind the edge on this side, so that would make sense. But with it being this kind of a satin grind on both sides, it's a little edgy here. You know, and it kind of jogs your brain when you touch that going, oh. Not really a burr, but on the outside, not straight down here, but on the edge of both sides of that, it's still, you know, and I guess you could take, you know, a little sander and hit it along there, you know, and take that feel off there if you wanted to. I'm leaving mine alone. It's not that bad. And I did have a guy comment about that on the video going, you know, but it's not dangerous. In any case, so you got this front choke. You can go up forward of this, or I guess you could go up like this because it's not actually going to cut you to go for closer quarters stuff. But these are kind of like a guard back here. You know, and you do have some jimping on top of the flipper tab. Both ways. See that? You got jimping here. How about here? It's the same. So that's cool. And really, you only got 2 attachment points here to put this thing together. That's pretty nice too. I like that. Easy together, easy apart. No strip screws, none of that stuff. These are good quality knives. I know some people bitch and moan about Chinese knives and the hardware being too soft, and you know, you're gonna end up with strip screws and you know, it's garbage and stuff. No. And these are very affordable. And these are right in that area where you have, you know, a lot of other, the Real Steel, the Rake, the Best Tech, you know, a lot of other knives. And, you know, Stedman makes a lot of G10 knives. And this is, you know, the Sandvik steel, 14C28N. So I think that's a good stainless, and definitely around wet environments. That's, you know, that's a good non-corrosive steel. So I've got no problem with that, especially when you're talking about this kind of price point. And of course, that's used on the rake knives, the real steel knives, you know. And upcoming on some of the best tech knives that are out now for 2018. And I'm going to get my hands on those pretty dang soon. And yes, one of their, and I can't remember now the name of one of the models that I saw, and it does have the 14C28N as well, even though most of the ones that we're used to from 2017 are D2. In any case, so you like orange? You like the green smoky? And of course he says, I'm out of the black smoky, so I go, because I wanted to get the black color too. You see they got a backspacer. They're all the same. They're all black backspacers that are G10. Nice scales. I mean, you know. And this is the smoky with the brown. So, am I showing enough of the knife to you? Sometimes I find myself doing this a lot and then doing this a lot, and you never get to see the backspacer. So, backspacer time. Make sure. Deep carry pocket clip, one screw, but it's set into the scale, so that ain't moving. Lockup's good. Action's good. Obviously bearings. No blade play or lock rock on any of these. And they're just centered right up. Good to go. And you may ask yourself, do you feel lucky? Or do you feel like you just want to know how much they weigh? All right. So let's figure this out. Let's get this baby doll down here. Turn it on. And let's make sure that we are at 0. This is very important because I did an Artisan Cutlery one on the Artisan Cutlery G10 Tradition knife. And it's like 6.1 ounces. And this thing was off and I didn't notice it. And I weighed it up, and it weighed at like 4-point-something ounces. And I'm going, oh, man, that's light. It's like, you're an idiot. You didn't have it zeroed. Okay, 128 grams. So let's go units. Let's get back to ounces. Here we go. 4.52. So, do you think the smoke on it makes it lighter or heavier? Here's a non-smoke. There you go. Do you see the difference? 4.52 is a 4.5. That smoke made it heavier. Big dogs. They're pretty good size knives. Check it out. Oh, 3¾ at least, which is about 96 millimeters. Overall, 8.5 and 21.5 centimeters. So, are they bigger than the fancy? You like a spider flick? Good job there. Yeah, about the same size. 8¼ I keep saying 8 3/8. No, it's 8¼ overall. But, you know, shorter blade, longer handle probably. Let's flip the aspect ratio around. Yeah, shorter blade. Longer handle, though. You can tell that, right? Seems like it. But overall, longer. By 1/4 inch, right? So, it's hard to eyeball that. Fancy? Go back. Do your thing. Whatever. Manny, come here. So, let's take him. Line him up. So, yeah, if you got a regular size Mannix, yeah, and he should look big there. Aspect ratio changes. Not so big now, are you, buddy? But you're light. You're much lighter. Interesting. So, that gives you that. Oh, let's pop our little dealie out here, see if we can get in the middle of this blade and figure out our... I'd say it's probably getting close to, and if I can look around the edge, because I got to get out in the middle of this thing. Okay, where are we? I think we were seeing 151 somewhere in there, but more than 3.78, 3.8, almost 4 millimeter, in about the 150.150 inch. Now, this handle is obviously high in the middle and lower at the sides. So 0.61, 0.62. Can we change our numbers? 0.62. We square it off here, which is 15.7 millimeters. So that's a pretty thick handful. So this is not super slender carry, okay? But it's, but it's not tall, okay? So it's not tall, so you're not going to have a lot that way. So you got 21.5, 0.85 of an inch. Now, if you just fold everything up, what do you got? Not a whole lot hanging out of there, but some. So you're probably hitting one. Yeah, you are. 1 inch right on the old nose. 25.4 millimeters. That's in here. I mean, obviously it doesn't account for these flipper tabs or guards or whatever. Reverse grip, fine. It feels comfortable. I mean, there's obviously no finger choils, palm swell, all that kind of stuff necessarily. But, being G10 and stuff, it's a nice rugged little knife, isn't it? And it's pretty affordable. Yeah. Did I already go through? I already did this. White Mountain Knives. They got all the color. Did I show you that at the bottom? They kind of in here and there. So, and they got some other stuff now. But they got a lot of different Stedman knives. They don't have all of them, though. They don't have all of them. And we showed you the disassembly pictures. We weighed it. We measured it. We rolled it around. You like black? And you could get black smoky too if you wanted. There's your back spacer. Yes, it's black. They're all black. They're all weight relieved up through here. They all got bearings, lock up. I haven't had any problems with any of these. The detent. Well, okay. The blade folds all the way in almost to the scale. I cannot shake these out, okay? So I cannot gravity flip these. That's pretty good detent. That's pretty good detent right there. Now, of course, the blade doesn't have a lot of mass because it's not a real big blade, and you don't get the hydraulic drop. Click. That goes right in, doesn't it? Sucked it right in. Yes, it's pretty much. Try this other one. Let's get them all up here because yeah, I can't gravity flip any of these, and I'm feeling the detent. They feel pretty consistent. I'd say they're a 6.5, just strong enough for me not to be able to gravity flip them. Okay, this one went out. Okay, so this is a little bit easier. Man, but that's lining it up like this and really hitting it. Yeah, so I'd say 6. Maybe some of them are more like a 6.5. And they vary a little bit from one to the other. But it's pretty good detent. Let's see if I can fail it. I can fail it. Of course, the way this flipper tab goes, if you kind of push this down, you're going to probably keep this from being able to swing up. Because you get your finger here, you're going to block it. So if you get out of the way, it's pretty good. That's pretty good. Push button or light switch. Yeah, I think I can make more of an impact with a light switch move than with push button. Although, like I said, push button, you might get in the way of this guard flipping up. So yeah, I think light switch is your best deal on these. I like the jade translucent type G10. That's kind of cool. But you know, hey, not everybody's into jade. And I do like the orange. I like real optic colors. They're good if actually the knife, for some reason, comes out of your pocket. These slide into my pocket pretty good. I haven't had a problem with that. So, and you know, it's not, some of the clips, I just tried it in my pocket. Some of the clips are stiff. Not on these. These are not stiff. I just recently, I can't remember what knives I was messing with, and I go, ooh, this is a pain in the butt. And I can't remember now which knives it was, but I think it was a knife with a milled pocket clip. And some of those can be a little difficult to work with. You can always give them a little bit of a bend. But these are fine. These are not overly stiff. And the design of it slides right in your pants, over your pocket lip. So these are easy in, easy out. Like I said, deep carry, disappear in your pocket. Pretty light. Interesting. All right. Hey, I'm not going to keep you forever. I'm going to send you back. Right, Flanagan? Hang in there, buddy. But White Mountain Knives, that's the update. Nice, good size knife, not overly heavy. 4.5, that's not bad. Good steel for that price range, I think. Very sharp out of the box. Pretty doggone good detent. I mean, it's the detent you want. I don't want it much stronger. I don't want it much weaker. It's right where it needs to be. So I like them. I don't know. I was just so enthused with them. And the biggest bump is a little edgy up here. And this, when you go to disengage, there's no cut through here. Okay, so that's probably my other biggest bump against this knife is right here. If they would have done a little, just taken another, I don't know, maybe 1/16 off of here, and then made a little bit of jump along here, it'd have been a whole lot easier to disengage these. When your fingers are dry and stuff, it's not that tough, and you get a little flesh from your thumb to dig in there and disengage. Although, I mean, you can argue the fact that this way it doesn't accidentally disengage because it's not such a huge opening that you accidentally, you know, push that lock bar away. On the other hand, if your hands were really slick, it might be a little harder to get your flesh in there and disengage it. And these lock bars are not real easy to push aside. They are pretty strong, which is maybe a good thing because then it's not easy to disengage accidentally. Other than that, hey, smoky, brown, orange, jade, black. It's quite an array. I like them really well. I like Stedman. I've liked Stedman. I had the Stedman Bastion, was the first knife I ever had. It was the first Stedman knife I ever had. And that thing was like $300 or something at the time, you know. Titanium, very nice knife. Didn't last long in my collection. Things come and go. Come and go. In any case, thank you so much for joining me. You know what we do around here. We love them knives, so stay sharp.